During the presentation, the chat box will be open and you may post your questions. These will be taken up by the speaker to make the session interactive or respond to them at the end of the session. Before the presentation begins, we will have a brief introduction to ELTAI, which is the oldest and the largest association of English teachers in the country. This is in the form of a video, and over to the team for video. Thank you for that lovely introduction to ELTAI. The presenter for today's session, as mentioned earlier, is Dr. B. Nagamani. It's my pleasure to introduce her to you. Dr. Nagamani is an associate professor in English in the Geetanjali College of Engineering and Technology at Hyderabad. She has done a PhD from Andhra University on the role of culture in second language acquisition. She has contributed chapters to various academic books pertaining to both English language and literature, and presented a few papers both at national and international seminars. She is a member of the Board of Studies at Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, Hyderabad, and she is a recipient of the Dr. V. Saraswati's Cash Award for Successful Lesson Plan at the tertiary level. Her lesson plan focused on teaching Pico Ayers the Heaven's Gate. She is the recipient of Cash Award for the use of Padlet in ELT in the competition conducted by ELTAI on the use of ICT in education as part of Hornby Trust Fund. She bagged the Best Paper Presenter Award at the 11th International and 47th National ELTAI Conference, organized at Vasavi College of Engineering in June-July 2016. Today, she will help us become familiar with the setting up of Padlet, a Web2 tool on our system, and also show us how to use this tool for a variety of purposes while teaching. She'll also introduce another assessment tool, Kahoot. Over to you, Nagamani.
Thank you, Professor Mohan Raj, for your nice words. And good evening, and welcome you all to today's webinar on Web 2.0 tools. Let us begin with a brief introduction to Web 2.0 tools. Web 2.0 tools can also be viewed as mediating or participatory technologies. Park noted that both personal and social activities are mediated by these types of communicative technologies, which is supported by several learning theories, including cultural historical theory proposed by Vygotsky, activity theory proposed by Leontief and Luria, and situated learning theory proposed by Lev and Wenger. Web 2.0 technologies are especially useful because they overlap and integrate with many other technologies such as mobile technologies and blended learning and flipped classroom to create a seamless and transparent experience for both instructors and learners. These technologies are rooted by several learning theories because they support the building of human relationships and global communities, not just the simple exchange of information. This implies that they also aid in both effective and social learning, not just cognitive learning, thus addressing all learning domains of students. These technologies can be used at any grade level and in any discipline. Before we learn on how to make a Padlet, let us know a few advantages of using a Padlet. Padlet is an efficient tool that has the capabilities of collaboration, an important 21st century skill, and co-creation of integrated learning space. This tool facilitates synchronous and asynchronous learning environment. During asynchronous communication, a text and other multimedia can be posted online at any time and then added to or responded to at any time by global partners. It is not dependent on all collaborators being online at the same time. Padlet is also known as a bulletin board or a chat box. Here is how you can start using a Padlet. I request you to follow my instructions and also observe the steps I follow while creating this tool. If you have your laptops with you, you may try doing the same. Better still, take notes and create your Padlet later. Now I would like to share the screen. I would tell you on how to use the Padlet or make a Padlet rather. Go to the browser, click yes, sir, I'm doing it. I have disabled it, sir. Go to the browser, click on Padlet. You would get a screen which is shared here. Now you can sign up for a Padlet through your Gmail ID. Since it is a free tool, you need to be very careful when you open the option. It asks for, is it a free trial or a paid trial? So once you sign up, when you get that, please be careful and opt only for free trial. As part of free trial, you have 3 Padlets which can be used, and a premium one takes a minimum charge and you get 5 Padlets to use for your classroom purposes. Since I have already logged in through the instructions which I have given to you now, you find a dashboard which is visible on the screen of the desktop. Now, let us understand how to make a Padlet. You have many icons here: make a Padlet, join a Padlet, gallery, and upgrade. We would be concentrating on how to make a Padlet now. Click on make a Padlet. Yes, now you find Padlet limit reached. So now if I have to go with a Padlet, I have to go with paying an amount of ₹95 per month. So now I would like to go back and use another Gmail account in order to make you understand how to go with a Padlet. I'll go with padlet.com login. I'm logging into Padlet now. I see a dashboard again. We find the options make a Padlet and join a Padlet. Let us click on make a Padlet here. Yes, all the options are done. What next? So go back. I'm trying to make you realize that we need to be careful when we start using a Padlet, and then this is the problem that most people encounter, because when they try to open a Padlet and log in, they try to do it with as many as possible. So once the limit is exceeded, you cannot go with any of the Padlet options. So this is a trial that I would like to make you all or understand how you need to be careful when you try to make a Padlet. I'm logging in with Google. I'm trying to log in with another account. Yes, now I got the Padlet because I haven't used many Padlets from this Gmail. Now you find many options on the screen. When I said make a Padlet, you get so many wall patterns, Padlet wall patterns on the screen. You can select one wall pattern that suits your needs of the students. I would like to go with the first one. I'm selecting the first Padlet wall pattern. I think I'm audible and clear.
Yeah.
Thank you for the confirmation. Look at this Padlet wall, the one in the mustard color. This is a default Padlet wall which is given by the padlet.com. But now we have every opportunity and chance to modify the existing Padlet. Let us see how we would be doing it together. If you are making a note of the points on how to make a Padlet, you can start writing from the Gmail ID and login. And modifying a Padlet is more important so that we can use it or customize it for our classroom purposes. Now, when we go with the modify, look at, I'm scrolling down slowly. I'm sorry. Yes, you find the title of the Padlet given here, My Dazzling Padlet. But then I would definitely like to modify. I will modify it. I am typing the title of my Padlet now. Now, the description of the Padlet is already given here, made with panache. But then I would like to change it. So I'm deleting what is already given here. And then I would like to add my own description here. Yes, there is another description which is given here, which is visible on the screen, made with a dash of width. I do not want to go with this either. I would like to give something like window to the world. Now, the title of my Padlet is ready. The description of my Padlet is ready. You can use the description based on your students or the branch or the courses that you tell. Now, click on icon. Look at this innumerable and seamless emojis that you have. I'm scrolling a bit slowly so that you will understand the various types of icons which are available on the Padlet as a default option. I'm moving a bit fast here. Look at the various emojis and icons that are available on the Padlet wall. You can use objects, you can use animals and nature. Again, as I said, it depends on your classroom purposes and your interests and your students' interests, or something which is in vogue. You find food and drink. Then you find activity, the icons under activity. You find skiing, you find everything. Then you have a mic option, the music. You have travel and places. You have objects. Now, I'm only trying to show all this so that you will understand the variety of options available on the Padlet as a default option for you to use for your classroom needs. Now you have the symbols. You have flags of various countries. Now, you haven't liked anything from the options which are available on the Padlet as a default? Okay, then at the bottom of the page, you find the icon plus and add your own. Click on this. You find search images. So there are a few images available here. Since I wrote the title as English language, look at the various images that are associated with English language has come up. Now you don't want to use this. Okay, close this. Now you have an upload option. Okay, now you would like to pick a file. You can pick a file. From where would you like to pick a file? From your desktop. Do it. Now I don't want the option from the desktop. Okay, close. I closed. Now I would like to paste a link. I can paste a Google Drive link from the Google Drive. I can paste an URL. I can paste images here, the URLs of various images. I can paste URL of various articles. I don't want to do this either. Yes, Let us move on. Now take a photo. If you want to take a photo, you have to give access to Padlet to use your camera. Now you don't want to do it? Then let us move on to the last and interesting option, draw. You have an option to draw here. See the icon pen here? Use it and you can draw anything you want on your Padlet wall as an option. You can use various colors in doing so. I'm just demonstrating it so that you will understand the various options which are available in order to make your Padlet as interesting as possible. I didn't change the colors, but you have the option. Now I would go with the close option which is available on the screen. I closed it. Immediately there is a notification. You have not saved your drawing. Are you sure you want to close the canvas? Yes, if I'm not interested, I'll click OK. Now, after you have decided on the icon that you would like your Padlet to have, then you can go back. Go back again. Now you will go to the page where you will see the page where you have the Padlet modifications available. Now I haven't checked with any icon, so it is none here. Look at the address here. This is very important. This is a Padlet address through which connectors, the collaborators, and your students are connected. And this is very important. This is a kind of a collaborative tool and it gives you integrated learning space. So you can share this link of the Padlet with your colleagues or with your friends so that you can have a discussion and improve your academic pursuits as well. So both as a teacher and the instructor, having a Padlet is a useful tool. Now I will copy it to clipboard. I will minimize the screen, though I'm not showing it now. Take a Word document and paste it there so that for future references, it will be of great help. Otherwise, also, I'll tell you how to share a Padlet link directly after we make a Padlet. Now, moving on, we have a wallpaper option here. Hope everybody is looking at the screen now. Okay. Now, look at the wallpaper option here. The present wall is in mustard. Now, I don't want this appearance. I would like to change this too. Then click on this arrow. You find solid colors, gradients. You have a variety of options here. Then you have textures and patterns. Then you have pictures. Then you have add your own. So there is an opportunity for you to add your own. If you do not like the appearance which is given as a default option on the Padlet wall. Again, you can go for search images or you can upload an image. You can pick up a file. You can paste a link. You can take a photo. Then you can draw too. Again, the same option with the drawing. You can do anything. Now you would like to erase this? Yes, there is an eraser there. You can erase if you are not interested in continuing with this drawing, but you would like to draw something else. In case you don't want to go with the drawing option, you can straight away close the window. It gives you the notification. If you're not interested with going with the option of drawing, you can click OK and the drawing is not saved now. You find the same wall pattern here because I haven't selected anything from the available options. Now I'm going back. Now let us go to the color scheme. You have various options here. You can select. Mustard and black is a color scheme that I have selected, or rather allowed the default Padlet wall to continue. Now look at the font. You can change the font. This is a font right now you see on the screen. Look at the next one. I clicked and the font changed. The next, the font changed. And the next, the font changed. Now, very interesting and important aspect, posting. So what is this posting? The posting is related to the assignments or any work or task which is given to the learners. Now, under posting, we have something called as attribution. Now, under attribution, we read, display author name above each post. This is, in fact, a comfortable option to be selected as an instructor, so that we will understand who has submitted the task which is given or posted on the Padlet wall as an assignment or a homework or a self-reading or learning exercise. So I am accepting it. So I want my learners' names above every post that they post. I accept it. And I'm sure you have observed the change in the color from gray to mustard now. Now look at the post position. If you would like to have the latest posts first, then you can click with this. It is already available. Now you would like to have it at the last, at the end. You click on it, you get the posts as per your instructions given on the Padlet wall. Now, under comment section, this we need to be very careful because the Padlet wall is vulnerable if we accept this without rethinking or thinking on the purposes for which we use the wall. For example, allow viewers to comment on posts. If we accept this, there is every chance of misusing this Padlet wall. So my suggestion is not to accept that. Then you have something called as the reactions. We find everybody reacting instantaneously. But sometimes we react for few situations or most of the situations. And students are very interested to learn these reactions or to see the reactions posted after their exercise or work. Look at the reactions that we have here on Padlet wall. We have grading. You can select. You can give numeric scores. The maximum grade is 100. You can decrease. Now, you don't want grading as an option. Okay. Go with star. You can give stars here. So 1 to 5 stars. So you can inform your students if there are 5 stars, it is excellent. 4, very good. 3, good. And things like that. Then you have upward or downward posts. Then you have like posts. This is also a reaction which can be used on the Padlet wall. These reactions will make the participants enthusiastic and they show a lot of interest in looking at the Padlet wall and seeing how his or her teacher has reacted to the post that he or she has posted. It makes learning interesting and inclusive. Now the content filtering. When we move on to this content filtering, this is important, require approval. So when somebody posts on the Padlet wall, the post is made public or it is visible to others only when the moderator approves the post. As long as the moderator doesn't approve the post, it will only say waiting approval, waiting approval. So this Padlet screen is visible only to you and it tells if you approve the post which is posted by the student or a co-faculty then it is visible to everybody. This is also an important filtering option to reduce unwanted content on the Padlet wall. Then you have filter profanity. So this is useful in order to see to it that the bad posts are avoided. Now, after you have modified the Padlet with the title, the description, added icons, you got a Padlet link here, you know how your wall appears to your students and others with whom you would like to collaborate. You have changed the color scheme, you have changed the font, you have made all options, necessary options available. Now you can click on next. And remember, you can modify your Padlet wall at any point of time. Now you find a screen here. You're all set. Post your heart's content. Now I would like to start posting. Start post. Now the appearance of the wall. You have the name of the moderator here, the title of the Padlet, and the description that I have given to the Padlet wall. Now you have something called as a remake. You can remake. You can always change. Then you can close it. You can share. Look at the option of this sharing. The privacy settings are also important. If you want to keep the Padlet hidden from the public, and if you want to choose to share it with someone, they should be able to access it. So here in a privacy setting, the visitors can write. Now, since you got your Padlet link, you can copy to clipboard. There is a mobile app also, so you can use it through QR code. You can embed this Padlet in your blog or in your website. You can send the Padlet link through email. You can share it on Facebook, via Twitter, and you can also share the Padlet link on your Google Classroom. Now, in case if you have to take a print of all the activities that are being done through Padlet, then you can save these images or you can print so that you can have a record of what has been done. Now I would like to close the option here. Now I'm clicking on the three dots which are available here. So again, you find invite people, share or embed, export, print, modify, change format. Now if I have to modify again, I can modify again. Though I'm not doing now. I'm closing this option. Now I would like to post. Where should I click in order to post a new one? Click on the plus button here, which is visible on the screen. So you can click on this, you find, fine, you can post. The title, I've given it as a writing activity. I write a description for this writing activity. Submit, write something here. Submit report on online classroom experiences. I can give the deadline here. So that afterwards, I'm not going to take any more on the screen. Now I can post it. I posted it. Now if I have to post another post on the wall, let me show you with adding a YouTube link. Now I give the title as TED Talks. Write something here. Listen to any of the TED talks and make a note of the important points or summarize probably. Now, I would like to upload. Yes. Now, where should I find this? On my desktop. Pick up a file. Now, on my desktop, I search for the file that I would like to upload. Padlet links. Open. Uploading Padlet links docs. It takes a minute's time for the post to be uploaded. There is a YouTube link which I've given. The students can directly play from the link and listen to it. Stopped it here. There is another image which is also given on the same link. This can also be given as a separate post. So the students can write their perception on the picture which is given here. Now I'll go back. I can download the image as well. I'll go back to the Padlet wall. This is how we make a Padlet. This is extremely useful for flipped and blended classrooms. Assignments can be posted, the teacher's comments, and everything is transparent. Each student reads the other's posts, and there is a lot of collaborative learning and integrated learning spaces provided through this web tool. I am sure you will all make a Padlet and use it in your classroom situations. Now, I would like to move or go with another web tool which has already been introduced. That is Kahoot. Now, if you have to log into a Kahoot, and by the way, a Padlet is a summative assessment tool and a Kahoot is a formative assessment tool. So if you have to go with a Kahoot, you have to go to, I'm not showing how to open a Kahoot directly now because of the paucity of time, and it takes—
You have 5 minutes. You have about 5 minutes to make your presentation.
Yes, sir. So I would like to go with the Kahoot.com login, but if you have to log in, you have to go to https://get-to-kahoot.com, sign in, give your name, your designation, name of the institution or the organization that you are working for. Now, I have opened a Kahoot page on the screen. Following all the instructions that I've given just now, going to get-to-kahoot.com, and now I would like to log in directly. I've logged in. Look at the screen here. You find several options available on the Kahoot. You have create a Kahoot and host a Kahoot. I would be talking about create a Kahoot and host a Kahoot too very quickly. Now, when you say create a Kahoot, click on that. You can start typing your question here and you find the number of words limit here. For example, I type the question, the color of parrot is, and then I select the time, fix the time, points, I select the option. Is it single select? If it is single select, the players can select only one. If it is a multi-select, the players can select multiple answers before submitting. Now I'll add an answer here. Green. I'll add an answer pink. Now, answer 3 and answer 4 are optional. Let me see if I'm done with the question completely or not. I click on the instruction done here. Yes, the notification says the Kahoot can't be played. All questions need to be completed before you can start playing. So now I keep it as a draft because I would like to do it later. Now I go back to create once again. I have several options to create a quiz. I can create a true or false kind. I can go with open-ended. I can go with puzzles, polls, word clouds, and you can also give a slide and a question. The Kahoots are used during presentations in order to keep the interest of the participants. It is used as a pre-learning tool and also as a post-learning tool. Now I'm clicking on the back arrow so that I will go back to the first page and then make you understand how to go with host a Kahoot. Yes, now host a Kahoot. Click on host a Kahoot. Click on play. You have two options here, one for virtual classrooms and the other for self-paced learning. So you can either use it during teaching or you can assign the task. Teach. Your Kahoot is now loading. Ready to join Kahoot? This is the pin that you get. You have to share this pin number with your participants. And you can invite your participants via email or you can send this pin number. Now I would like to, there is a background music that is given by the Kahoot itself. Now I will go with the assign. I can assign a challenge. I can create a new. I will turn on the time. Players limit is 2000. You can create a Kahoot, post it here, invite more players through Kahoot link, copy the URL, use Google Classroom to share the link. You can even use Facebook, WhatsApp, and through which you can connect with your players so that they will join your Kahoot. Yes. Now I would like to go back. And this is all about Kahoot. It all depends on teachers' confidence on how you use these Kahoots and Padlets in your everyday teaching purposes. Thank you.
Oh, is that all, Nagmani? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you, Nagmani.
5 minutes.
That was excellent demonstration. Very useful information. In fact, you have quite a few reactions also on the chat box appreciating your session. I'm sure we have quite a few questions which you can respond to. Could we have the questions, please? Yeah. We have 14 questions. Let's just take a quick look at these questions and see. Here is a very interesting question, a point that you did not touch upon. This is by Jayashree Singh. Can we use a Padlet as a scoreboard for online group and peer activities? This is, since you mentioned that it's an assessment tool as well, how about group and peer activities, and can we assess that, and can we display the scores on the board? Would you like to respond to that?
Yes, sir, definitely. Thank you, Ms. Jayashree Singh, for such a interesting question. since this is an online tool and it is summative assessment tool, the group activities and peer activities are not much encouraged. It is an individual activity, but then there is collaboration among the learners because each one would read the other's posts. That is what I can talk about this question.
Okay. There are two people who have asked an exactly similar question, Kavita Dande and Mohammad Ariful Hassan. They just are worried. Should we have a laptop or a system, or can we use it on smartphones and Android phones?
No, we also have a mobile app. So it is available both for Android as well as the smartphone. In fact, I started a Padlet on the computer, but then very often I check my students' performance only through the mobile app.
Okay. There is one more question.
Explanation of what I have told, we need not invariably possess a laptop to use either a Kahoot or a Padlet because they are available as mobile apps.
Thank you. Again, there are some interesting questions. When we have a Google Meet, like we have, can we use a Padlet? In other words,
in the Google Meet?
Yeah, in a Google Meet. I thought you mentioned it.
Yes, I mentioned it that we can share the Padlet link on the Google Classroom to the students. Via Google Meet, it is like two online things working. So if we can open the link in the discussion, the online classroom, I think we can see the work which is done by the students on the Padlet. Right. So for that, I have to share the link with the students and the students can open it. It is possible.
Right. That's an interesting question. I think most other questions you have already responded to as I see them. Okay, this is a very basic question, but all the same quite interesting. I think this needs to be clarified to many more participants. What Mohammed Kamal has asked, how is it different from Blackboard? I think it's a very pertinent question. Somebody may just take it as a replacement for Blackboard. It is not. Would you like to elaborate on that? It's certainly not a Blackboard.
It is definitely not a Blackboard. It is in fact a board which is owned by you and by everybody in the same manner. It is a really colorful board and you find lots of invigorating and enthusiastic participants working together on the same wall towards the same objective or outcome. I think I have answered the question, Professor Mohanraj.
Yeah, in fact, it is Blackboard is not dynamic, whereas a Padlet wall is extremely dynamic. And it's not just the teacher who has an authority on the Blackboard as in a classroom. Here, the students can also post their reactions, their views, and it's an interactive. It's more like an interactive board. That's the advantage of a Padlet. It's a highly dynamic type of a board, and
this is a permanent one.
It's a permanent one. Yet it can keep changing in the sense you can store what is there. Yes. Whereas Blackboard is transient. It's just there, and once you erase, it's all gone. Whereas what you work on a Padlet can be stored, and you can even have a backup. That's the advantage of that was.
Sorry, sir.
No, go ahead. It's your.
I'm so sorry. The next important thing is this Padlet can be shown directly whenever some assessment committees come to colleges. In fact, the college gets more scope for using these best practices. There is best practice which every college talks about, but then this is the best of the best practices because you find your learners always involving in some kind of a work, and you're in touch with your learners beyond the classroom, which is very important.
I think we will just take one last question because we have almost. So, yes, Ramani.
Yeah, I would like to ask a question.
Oh, sure. You're welcome.
Dr. Nagamani, you mentioned at the beginning of your presentation. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're audible.
At the beginning of your presentation, you said that Padlet supports several theories and you referred to them. You mentioned those theories.
Yes.
Now, my question is, should the use of any of these tools be supported within quotes by any well-known theory? Or should such tools serve our teachers' pragmatic classroom purposes for teaching and learning?
More so it is the teacher's pragmatic purposes and the students' learning needs which have to be addressed in the first stage.
Okay, thanks for the clarification, because the participants should not think that they should choose tools only that are supported by or support or exemplify certain theories of learning or teaching, because these theories keep changing and being questioned time and again.
Yes.
And if you expect the teachers to start looking for tools which carry the label that, no, this is according to this theory or that theory, it will be impractical for any teacher to use such tools. That's the reason why I asked the question. And thanks for the clarification. Thanks for the clarification.
I think that was a very, very pertinent question, Ramani. I think I should thank you for sensitizing us all to this particular aspect, because Web2 tools, certainly what needs to be looked at is their pragmatism rather than the theory. I think with that, we will go to the next part. Thank you very much, Nagamani, for a very enlightening session. It was very good. In fact, this webinar was organized under the aegis of Hyderabad chapter, and as part of this chapter, I feel it's my pleasant duty to propose a vote of thanks to all the people who made this session a possibility. In the first place, I like to thank the speaker, Dr. Nagamani, and the large number of participants who are the mainstay of programs like this. I am told today we have a very large number of registered participants. In addition to this, we have several people who have worked tirelessly for the success of this webinar. From the time of its inception to the execution, people who have helped us are Dr. Rajgopalan, our patron, Dr. Sanjay, the national president, Dr. Ramani, Dr. Ilango, Dr. Dr. Shravan, Dr. Xavier, and Mithun, and many others. We thank each one of them. Before we conclude, I have a few announcements to make. Kindly copy the link to enroll yourself as a member if you are not a member already. Now, access the link provided to give your feedback. This is helpful in making our presentations better and organizing our programs in a more efficient way. Second point I want to emphasize here is that your feedback entitles you to a certificate. Without your feedback sheet, we will not be able to give you a certificate. As I told you, you are entitled to your certificate. And, we have dispatched all the certificates to date. However, some of you have been saying that you have not received your certificates. If that's the case, either you have not submitted your feedback, or there are certain errors in your registration. Kindly make sure you fill in the registration form properly. There are stipulated columns, stipulated blocks for entering your email ID, your name, etc. Please don't enter one thing in place of other. This will create confusion, and this will also create a lot of problem in creating your, writing your certificate and sending it to you. We would like all of you to register yourself for our future webinars. The links, the appropriate links are given. We will have 2 more regular webinars in this month. However, the next webinar that we are going to have is a special webinar. This will be on Wednesday, the 17th June at 5 p.m. We will have a guest from America, Dr. Tom Glass, who is the editor-in-chief of ELT Forum. In his talk, he will provide us with useful tips for writing and publishing in international journals. This talk is supported by RELO, Regional English Language Office of the USA, and sponsored by ELTAI chapters of Lucknow and Greater Noida. We will provide you the registration details very soon, as well as the meeting ID. The next regular webinar will be on 21st of June, which is a Sunday, and those details will also be posted to you very soon. Bye for now. Take care.